Hey there, you worthless piece of trash. I have some amazing news to share with you that will surely make you burn with envy. I just got a call from the bank, and it looks like I'm going to get that job after all. I can almost feel your jealousy radiating from your phone. Are you? Well, you don't have to say, but I know that you are. You don't even have to admit it to me. I mean, you barely even scraped by high school. So what are you doing with your life that you have to be proud of anyways? Oh, you're such a joke.
So you are going to go and work for the bank after all. I suppose it's a good thing that you enjoy being a puppet for mom and dad. You always do whatever they tell you to do, don't you? You never have a mind of your own.
Shut up. I'm not only applying there because they wanted me to work there. I'm applying there because that's where I want to work too. What do you even know about having a real career, huh? You only have a high school diploma and you can never in a million years do the kinds of things that I've done or will do. You're so pathetic and ignorant.
Wow, Dakota. You are really obsessed with my high school diploma, huh? You must think about that more than even I do. Is that your only measure of success? How sad.
Well, of course I do. You're like a stain on the wall that I can always look at to see how much I've grown. I mean, you're consistent in the way that you never even try to achieve anything with your life. You're just a waste of space.
Why are you being like this to me, Dakota? I mean, we're sisters, and I don't like being treated this way by you. Do you really think this is a good way to talk to others? Don't you know that one day all of this looking down on other people is going to come back to haunt you?
Look down on others? Don't worry. I don't do it to everyone. Only the people that really deserve it like you are. See, you are special in your own way after all. And I'm not the only one that looks down on you like this. Mom and Dad feel the exact same way. So who am I to go against what they've decided about you?
I don't even know why I bothered responding to your text. I knew that you were going to act like this towards me. Well, I am done with this. I don't see any point in continuing this conversation.
Oh, I see. Well, in that case, I guess I'll just throw away all of your belongings then.
What on earth are you talking about this time, Dakota?
Well, I just mean that you're the only one in the family who is never, ever going to work in a bank. All you do is mope around the house all day long, doing nothing. You're such a loser, Libby.
Okay, I think we both know that is not true. I do very little moping, thank you very much. I have a job that I enjoy. I work hard and I contribute a lot to our expenses. In fact, I'm even paying for part of your tuition with the money I give to mom and dad.
I know all about how you pay that. After all, we're all elite bankers, so why wouldn't you pay for someone as great as me to go to college when the same thing would just be wasted on you? And that point of mine is just proved by the fact that I got this job at the bank, so there. In fact, now that I have this job, it really does just make me realize how useless you are. That's why I'm going to make you move out of the house. You're just not wanted around here anymore at all. Of course, I've wanted to do this for a long, long time. But it wasn't until now that I was sure it could work.
Are you serious? You're really going to try and throw me out of the house? You can't do that, Dakota. You have no right to do that. You're being so cruel and unreasonable.
Well, I'm already tossing out all of your stuff. If you want to salvage any of it, you had better hurry back home and get it all right now. Because once it's gone for good. And I won't shed a single tear for it.
Well, this all got out of hand really fast. But Dakota, I'm just wondering if you have any idea how much money I've invested in the house. I mean, way more than our older brother. Out of all the siblings, I've contributed the most to making sure that mom and dad still have a decent place to live. In fact, I don't know if our brother has ever spent a dime of his own money to do anything for mom or dad or any of us.
And so what? Do you want a trophy or something? You've been living with mom and dad, so of course you're going to put money into the house. But look at it this way. You won't have to do that anymore. It's perfect, really. I'm going to sever you from our family, and you won't have to worry about us again.
You really mean it? You just want me to vanish into thin air just like that?
Of course, now that I have this job, mom and dad won't be needing your money anymore. So you can just pack up your things, leave, and then never ever come back. I don't even want to have to remember you ever again. I want it to be like you never existed in the first place. I mean, at this point, it really would just be better for everyone if you did that. Don't you know that you're nothing but a drag to everyone around you?
You know, I really didn't think that you would actually ever try to take things this far. But despite all your insults, I've still stayed around to help out the family, including you. But I guess you're not grateful for any of that. So fine. If that's what you really want, then I'll just go. And I guess this also means that I can stop giving the family money. Just imagine the amazing place I'll get to live with all those savings. That and all the things that I'll get to be able to do, but wasn't able to because of family obligations.
I don't care what you do with your life or where you go. You're nothing but a loser, and you are never worthy to be one of us. You've never achieved anything at all. You don't have a boyfriend. You don't have anything going for you. Even after you moved out, you're still going to be lonely for the rest of your life. Nothing you say is ever going to persuade me that you're worth keeping around.
Well, okay, then you say all that now. But I think in a little while you're going to regret all of this, but that's fine with me. If anything, it feels like a huge burden has just been lifted off of my shoulders. So just make sure that you stick to your word and never, ever contact me again, okay? And don't come begging me for help either. I have no intention of ever helping my family after they have been so horrible to me this entire time. Got it?
Ugh, Libby, how dare you show up here like this? What in the name of all that is sacred and holy do you think you're doing here, huh? I mean, seriously, have you completely gone insane or something like that? You've got some unbelievable nerve, even showing your face around here again after what you did.
Well, this is quite a surprise, isn't it? Who would have ever guessed that I would have run into my snooty and arrogant banking family at this wedding of all the places in the world? Wow! Sometimes the world really is a tiny and ironic place, isn't it? I mean, what can you possibly say in this awkward and tense situation? Except, wow.
Don't you dare act like this is just some random and innocent coincidence that you don't know what's going to happen next. You deliberately crashed this wedding, didn't you? You must have somehow snooped around and found out that we were all going to be here. And that's why you decided to crash in here, right? To ruin everything for us?
No, I really haven't given you or anyone else from the family any attention or thought in a long time. I honestly am just as shocked and surprised as you are to see you here.
You're a liar, Libby. You were lying through your teeth, and I know it. You must have stalked us or hacked into the guest list for the wedding or something. How else would you have possibly known that we were here?
Well, I just told you the truth that I actually had no idea that you were here at all. But if you really want to know how I ended up here at the wedding, first I got the invitation in the mail. Then I confirmed my attendance at the wedding. And then finally I arrived here today.
Oh, come on. You really expect me to believe that nonsense? You really think I'm going to buy that? You were actually invited here? There's no way that that could be true. There's no way that any wedding where we were invited would be a wedding where you would also be welcome. It just doesn't add up.
Dakota, is this really how you want to greet your sister after? We haven't spoken in 8 years. And now, look at your messages.
Of course not. I would rather not have this conversation at all. It makes me crazy, especially on this big day. I hoped that I was never, ever going to have to see your face ever again.
Are you done with all that yelling you're doing? You're probably frightening some of the other wedding guests. Can you at least learn how to behave yourself and keep your mouth closed while you're angrily texting me? I mean, really, it's just a little rude to the bride and groom, don't you think?
I am not going to have this conversation with you, Libby. I just want you to get out of here and never come back, okay?
I'm sorry, but what makes you think that you have any authority to be able to boss me around like that, huh? I mean, do you really think that I'm just going to obey you and go home because you told me to?
What is that supposed to mean, huh? Besides, you still haven't actually told me why you're here at my wedding. Because there was no way that you were actually invited here. And since I know that you don't belong here and weren't invited, you should just go now.
Wow, you're still stupid like before. You really have no idea at all what you're talking about, do you?
No, you're the one who doesn't know anything about anything. If you did, then you would know better than to show your face in a place like this.
Well, okay, if you really want me to go, then I guess that I can. But the only problem is that I'm the CEO of the company where the groom works. So I just hope I don't hurt his feelings.
Wait, what? That doesn't even make any sense. What do you mean that you're a CEO?
Well, I was invited to the wedding by Clinton the groom, right? I know that it might be a bit hard for you to accept what you're about to hear, but I really don't care because I hate you. The truth of the matter is that Clinton invited me to his wedding so that I could give a speech to praise him.
But that doesn't make any sense at all. I don't get how this is happening. I mean, how do you even know Clinton?
I'm sorry, Dakota, but I literally just finished explaining everything to you. I don't really have time to just talk in circles with you, so I'm just gonna go home, like you said, okay? I hope you enjoy the rest of your wedding, though.
Libby, are you here? Please, tell me that you're somewhere close by right now. You need to come back to the wedding right now. Oh my god, it's a disaster.
Wait, what? But I don't understand at all. Just a short while ago, you were telling me about how I didn't fit in here and how I needed to get out, right? Besides, I thought you said that you never even wanted to have anything to do with me again. It's pretty odd that you're texting me, pleading to come back now.
Oh, just be quiet about that. I don't care about what we've said in the past. This is about the present.
Well, I'm sorry to say that I've already done as you asked, and I left to go back home. So what is it that you want from me?
Well, when everyone found out that Clinton's boss, who was going to give a speech, had gone home, the whole wedding turned into a nightmare. And I think that if I were to try and sneak out of the wedding right now, that people might suspect that I was the one who told you to leave. So as you can see, I am in some deep trouble right now. That is why you have to come back here right now. I'm not kidding.
I see. Well, that is a very sticky situation to be in, but I think I'm going to decline. Thank you and bye.
What do you mean by that?
I mean that even if I did come back, since people have already noticed, I don't think it would solve the problem how you think it would. Besides, I think that you need to face the consequences after the way that you treated me. I'm sure that it's just a matter of time before Clinton finds out the truth anyways. Besides, I already told my secretary that I left, so...
You told your secretary? Then it really is true, isn't it? You really are the CEO of some company?
Yep, that's what I've been trying to tell you this whole time. But you haven't been paying attention. After you threw me out of the house, I went out and started doing the things that I wanted to do. And that included going out and starting my own business as well. So I worked hard and started from scratch. I poured my heart and soul into my company. And luckily, I happened to have a lot of great people who were there to support me along the way.
Oh, hold on a second. Clinton just announced that they were going to postpone the wedding in light of all that's going on.
Oh, really? Wow, I can't believe that he actually would do something like that. Of course, most of the employees are quite familiar with my personal background and family issues.
What on earth are you talking about, huh? Why would you tell all your employees about that? What kind of CEO would even do that?
Well, when I was trying to recruit people to come and work for me, I had to give them a vision to follow, right? So I told them about how my family threw me out for not following their sense of elitism, and that I went out to start my own business. I think a lot of people were really motivated by what I had to say, and Clinton was one of those people. So I think that when he put it together that he invited members of my family to his wedding that I disappeared from. Well, I'm sure you can do the math. Or not.
But can't you comprehend the magnitude of the trouble that I'm going to face because of this? I mean, if anyone ever discovers that we share the same blood and that I was the one who drove you away, then that's going to be utterly disastrous for me. The wedding won't just be delayed. It'll be annulled.
Yeah, it seems like that's a very likely outcome, actually.
This isn't some kind of prank. This is grave. This is my entire existence, okay? What am I supposed to do in this dire situation? You have to do something about this. You have to clear my name, please.
You're really coming to beg me for help right now? What is it that you even imagine I could do for you?
Well, I mean, you could come back and tell everyone at the wedding that I had absolutely nothing to do with this at all.
But that isn't true. You did have everything to do with this. I think you really want me to just bail you out of this mess, without having to learn any kind of lesson or face any consequences. But the truth is that you tossed out the person who was going to give a speech to your fiancé.
But none of this even makes any sense to me. I mean, you only have a high school diploma. When I saw that you had infiltrated my wedding, I I knew that it was because you were up to some mischief. That's why I had to boot you out the instant that I saw you.
Dakota, for the final time, I was just as stunned to see you at this wedding as you were me. We haven't spoken in 8 years, and I really thought that was just going to last forever. Why on earth do you think I would even want to infiltrate your wedding? What do you think I would benefit from that?
Well, I mean, I had no clue that you were actually a CEO. You should have informed me of that from the very beginning.
What are you talking about? You were the one who for 10 years has been belittling me for my lack of education. You were the one who approached me all angry because you thought I wasn't invited, and that I had infiltrated your wedding. Even if I told you everything, it's not like you would have paid any attention to me in the first place.
Well, how was I supposed to know that you went and founded your own company when we haven't even communicated in years?
I don't know what you expect me to say to that. You were the one that evicted me from the house. You were the one that said you never wanted to hear from me again. And it was you who told me to leave your wedding and never ever return. And now you want me to try and undo all the damage that you've been creating for yourself for almost a decade? Well, sorry, but you did this to yourself, and it's not my responsibility to fix it for you. The reality is that you caused this, and this is all your fault. If people get angry at you for this, then I say good for them. But I want you to know that I had no idea that you were Clinton's fiancé at all. Of course, now that I do know that, I just feel sorry for him, since it's obvious you haven't changed at all.
You mean you really didn't know? This was all just a coincidence?
How many times are you going to make me repeat the fact that I was? I really wish you would snap out of it and quit trying to think that you're some kind of flawless superhero or something. Honestly, I had no idea that you were getting married. And even if I did know, I wouldn't care. The only reason I was there was to support an employee of mine. And the only reason I left was because the impolite bride kicked me out.
Please, I'm sorry for everything. You're right, I've been a jerk and you haven't deserved any of this. But I really need your help right now. You have to come back here immediately. I'm pleading with you. As your sister.
Are you brainless or something? You and I have no sisterly bond anymore. That ceased to exist when you kicked me out of the house 8 years ago. Now, if you'll pardon me, I have to return to my life, wedded with offspring and the CEO of a very prosperous company.
Wait, what? You're wedded and you have offspring? Are you joking with me? When did this occur? I really had no clue about any of this. Hello? Are you perusing these messages anymore? Respond to me, Libby!
After that, I learned that Clinton had made the decision to cancel the wedding completely. It goes without saying that Dakota was utterly devastated when she found out that Clinton had confided in me all of this later on at the office. I comforted him that it wasn't his fault, and he comforted me that it wasn't mine either. In fact, apparently he was already having doubts about the marriage as he discovered the kind of person that my sister was, and I told him that he was most likely avoiding a disaster by doing this. And now that that's all done, I can finally resume ignoring my terrible family and getting back to my wonderful life without them. As for what Dakota did after the wedding, I really have no idea. I really hadn't kept in touch with her or my family for the entire time since she evicted me from their house, and my parents never did anything to prevent her from doing so. Although many years later, I heard through the rumor mill a little bit of what had transpired to her. Apparently, after her wedding to Clinton was called off, she sank into a pretty severe depression. She was so convinced that nothing she could ever do could be wrong. And on that day, she realized just how wrong she really was. Then the situation got so bad that she even stopped attending work. I heard that not long after that, she was terminated and relocated to a minuscule apartment all by herself. As to what she's been doing with her life since then, well, I can really truthfully say that I have no clue. And if I can do anything about it, I plan to keep it that way.
Oh, wow. This condo is just amazing. I had no idea you and my brother were living in such an incredible place. You never told me that you two had such a wonderful home. Oh, this is just too much. Hey, Lisa, how's it going? Sorry, I'm a little confused as to what you're talking about. I am talking about this condo that you live in. It is just to die for. And the lobby? Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if famous people live here. All the rooms are so big, and this view is just spectacular. It's like I've died and gone to heaven. I have to say that I really am jealous that you get to live in a place like this. Wait just one second. Lisa, I'm still not quite following what you're saying. Are you trying to tell me that you're in my house right now? Yeah, of course. Why else would I be saying all of this? After all, we're going to be moving in from today, so we just stopped by to pick out our rooms now. But I just had no idea what to even expect. The furniture is just perfect, and the whole design motif is amazing. Oh, the couch is so comfy, and the bed in the master bedroom just eats you up. Wait a second, are you going into my bedroom now? Well, we're all family here, so I don't see the big deal. But man, I really do love beds like this. I might end up just falling asleep right now. Hold on there, are you lying in my bed right now? I really didn't expect our new place to be this perfect. I just don't even have the words for it right now. All the furniture looks like it was ripped straight from the pages of a catalog. I just feel like I could take a photo of anywhere in this place and it would be Insta-worthy. In fact, maybe I should make a new post. No, stop this right now, Lisa. You can't just break into people's homes and take pictures. So please do not post anything from my house on your social media, okay? Oh, come on. What's the big deal? Everything's going to be just fine. I mean, it isn't like you or my brother are famous or anything. Who is even going to know who this apartment belongs to if I just post one little photo? I understand why you might think that, but you never know who's watching what you post. Can you please respect my privacy since you are in my home right now? I don't want any of my personal life going online, and I certainly don't need a picture of my house uploaded either. Oh, well, I wish that you would have said something earlier, Nancy, because I just posted something right now. Are you kidding me, Lisa? Why would you do that? Well, I guess my finger slipped, but I'm already getting likes and comments on it, so it's way too late for me to delete it now. I can't believe that you would do that. Look, I get that you probably think you're so great for living in a place like this, but there's no need to be unreasonable. Like I said, you aren't a celebrity, so no one's going to care at all if I post a picture from this place. And besides, I took such a pretty picture. Honestly, you're just wasting a place like this by not putting it online for others to see. I am not living in this condo building so that I can brag about it to others. Well, don't worry, because I will be sure to take lots of pictures while I live here. After all, you were away on an emergency business trip, right? So I'll have fun and house sit here until you get back. Hey, Nathan, are you there? Just what the heck is going on here? Why in the world is Lisa at our new house saying she's going to stay there? I never heard of any of this before now. Did you invite her to our place without telling me?
I don't really see what the big deal is. Besides, Lisa wouldn't quit bugging me about wanting to see where we live since we moved in here. And I guess she really liked what she saw, but I don't understand why you're so upset. You're not even there to begin with.
What do you mean you don't get why I'm upset? I'm upset because we bought that place for you and I to live in. Not only that, but I still haven't even gotten to stay there since I had to leave on this trip before we would move in. So I don't really understand why you're just letting other people stay there without even telling me about this.
But that's exactly why I'm saying that I don't understand the anger. I mean, who cares who gets to step foot in the house first? Don't you think that's a bit of an immature thing to get hung up on?
I think that I am well within my rights to be mad about this. Did you know that your sister even went into our bedroom? She was telling me about how comfy our bed was since she was lying down in it. I don't want to have to think of her doing that. And on top of that, she started posting pictures from the condo, even though I asked her not to. She completely ignored me.
And that's all you're getting mad about? Who cares if she gave herself a tour of the place? And it's only some photos. Have you seen her social media presence? Every photo she posts always gets lots of likes and comments. It's a good thing.
Okay, then how about we try flipping this? How do you think she would like it if I just barged into her house while she was away? Or what if someone came into your house while you weren't home and was messaging you about being in your bedroom? What What if you spent all this money on a nice bed and before you ever get used to it, your dad has called it for himself? Are you really saying you wouldn't care?
Sure, I guess that would probably annoy anyone.
And what about the photos? I specifically asked her not to post anything, and she ignored me and did it anyways. What if our relatives or neighbors get a hold of those photos, huh? Do you want all of them to always be commenting about how great our house must be to us all the time?
Okay. I think I see your point. I don't need the whole world making assumptions about how we live. You're right. I wouldn't like that at all.
Well, that's what Lisa's doing right now. She's making me feel uncomfortable in the way that it would make you feel uncomfortable. So, do you understand why I'm so upset now?
Yes, I do. I'm really sorry for not listening to you better before. I'll go and talk to Lisa and ask her to take down the post with their photo of our place.
Well, I'm just glad that we were finally able to understand each other. I do not want to have this conversation again, okay? And until I get back from my business trip, I don't want Lisa coming into our house anymore.
You mean you don't want her to step foot in our house until you're back? Well, I'm sorry, but that's just not going to work.
What are you talking about? Why wouldn't that work? What's the matter with that?
Well, Lisa did tell you that she was going to be moving in, right? I told her that she could stay for the 2 months while you were gone. Or rather, she asked if it would be okay if she could, and I said yes.
Are you kidding me right now?
The thing is that Lisa was getting kicked out of her apartment building by her boyfriend. I guess that they got in some big fight or something, so please, can't we just let her live there for 2 months?
Absolutely not. That is not okay with me at all. I understand the circumstances, but I'm sorry, the answer is no. I really feel like you went behind my back and betrayed me by telling Lisa this was okay.
I know, and I'm really sorry, but I already told Lisa that it was okay, so I don't think there's anything we can do now.
I still just can't believe it. How could you give your sister permission to do this without consulting me first?
It's only 2 months. I promise you that things are going to be just fine. I'll be sure to talk to her about the no posting rule, but for now, you just need to worry about your work, okay?
Lisa, I just wanted to confirm that you heard from your brother that I am getting back from my business trip today, right? So please make sure that you leave my condo as clean as when you moved in there. And if you moved anything, please replace it. Do you understand? Wait, what? Are you really going to be coming back today? I guess I totally forgot. I haven't done anything at all to prepare to move. So I think I'll actually just make myself at home here for a little bit longer. Thank you very much. Oh, give me a break, Lisa. You are not going to be staying in my condo for another moment. I've already let you crash there for 2 months now. You've had plenty of time to get your affairs in order. So I hope that you've saved up enough money to be able to move into a new place now, because you are going to be gone by the end of the day. I'm sorry, but I don't see myself moving from this condo anytime soon, so... I mean, why in the world would I ever give up living in an amazing place like this? I have loved living here, and I've been here for so long that I feel as if the space is mine now. And since I'm basically the de facto owner of this condo now, I think that I'm just going to keep it for myself. You are not the de facto owner of anything, Lisa. I pay the rent on that place, I pay for the utilities. Nathan has told me that you never offered to pay for anything at all the whole time you've been there. Well, that's because my brother said that I didn't have to pay for anything if I didn't want to. Besides, you both only get to live here because of how much money Nathan makes. And because he's so nice to me, I'm able to live here without paying for anything. It really is like a dream come true. It just goes to show how much more love he has for his little sister than his old cow of a wife. Excuse me? Did you seriously just send that message to me? Look, the fact of the matter is that you have plenty of space here and the three of us can easily all live here. So I think you should just accept that I'm going to stay here. I am telling you that that is not going to happen. Don't you understand? Nathan and I are renting this place so that he and I can live together. If we wanted a roommate, we would have chosen a house that had a roommate. But the whole time we were looking for a place to live, we were only thinking of living with each other, and that's what's going to happen. Well, what would happen if everything you liked about this apartment suddenly were to change? What is that supposed to mean? How would it change? Well, what if today I were just to throw out all of your things and dump all of your appliances outside? Then there would be plenty of room for all my things. And then you won't have to worry about living here with Nathan anymore. Isn't that great? The house will be perfect for Nathan and I to live in instead. I really just don't even understand where you are getting these ideas of yours from, Lisa. Well, I don't care if you don't understand, because I'm going to throw your things out anyways. The appliances, tablets, electronics, and anything else that belongs to you. Of course, I'll keep whatever I want to out of those first, and you can count on that. You really are just taking this way too far. Do you know that, Lisa? Of course I am. How else was I supposed to get through to such a stubborn old woman like you? Let me make this crystal clear. This condo is mine now. I am going to live here with my brother, and there is no room for you here at all. So I hope you can have someone else who can go pick you up at the airport and have another place to stay. You won't be coming back here. And you're really sure that this is how you want to do things? Of course! With you out of this picture, this condo really is going to be living in a dream. And I'll be there with Nathan, who will pay for everything. It's so nice having such a wonderful big brother with so much money. Why bother finding a boyfriend when I have a brother? Okay, fine. If you two want to have your weird little living scheme, then fine. But I just don't know how someone with no job like you, and someone who only brings in about $500 a month through their part-time job like your brother, are going to be able to afford that place. After all, the monthly rent is about $6,000. Wait, what? What do you mean my brother only makes $500 a month? I mean that now I have to go and find a different place to live. And one more thing, can you do me a favor and tell your brother about all of this? And also tell him that I want a divorce. Now, you hold on just a minute there. What do you mean by all this? I'm so confused. What is going on? What do you think is going on, Lisa? I'm going to divorce my husband, Nathan, as in your brother. But this doesn't make any sense, and you still didn't explain what you meant about him making so little money. I know that my brother works for a big company and makes a ton. He's been working so hard ever since he graduated college, so I know that he must have a good salary by now. I'm afraid that I already make several times more than what your brother makes. But as for Nathan, he just up and quit his job that he got after college one day and hasn't worked full-time since. Wait, what? What do you mean? I mean that you do know I actually work for a large company, right? And I actually make quite a bit of money. And you really make that much more money than my brother does? Of course, Nathan was also supportive of me earning more than him. He never appeared to have any anger or resentment about it. Even when he had his office job and I was earning more, he seemed to be okay with it, but then one day he just quit. Actually, he told me that he still hadn't given up on his dream to start a band, if you really want to know. My brother quit his job so that he could go and start a band? Of course, you remember that he used to play guitar a bit when he was in high school and then in college. He was even in a tiny little band for a while. In fact, I think some of those guys have actually gone on to bigger and better things, musically speaking. But I guess that Nathan still feels as though that's a dream that he should pursue. I don't even know what to say to this. I mean, I remember that he used to talk about his band a lot back in the day, but I didn't think that he would quit a salaried job to go and do something like this. Yes, well, I suppose you could say that he is a very driven man. I don't think many would have the guts to do what he did. Or rather, it might have taken guts if Nathan didn't already know that he could just rely on me for financial support. Although I did really want to support him in his dream, at least at first. So then, he asked you if it was okay to quit his job and you said yes? No, he didn't ask. He just quit and basically left me in a spot where I could only agree to give him the help he wanted. But then, does that mean that the person paying for the condo and utilities and everything this whole time has been you? That's exactly right. My name is on the lease, and I don't think Nathan has contributed a single penny to any of this, not even for furniture. He said that he needed to save up as much money as he could for his band. But because of that, he really hasn't even given me a penny to help for anything. So anyways, this is why I'm just cutting my losses and giving you both the condo, if you can find a way to pay for it, that is.
Please don't divorce me, Nancy. How am I supposed to live without you?
You mean my money? It's too late to try and fix this. I'm going to send the divorce papers to your parents because I assume you'll be living with them once you're kicked out of the condo.
But you were supposed to help me achieve my dream, remember? How could you do this to me after you promised that you'd help?
That's what I want to be asking you. You cornered me into a place where I basically had to help you. But despite all my help, you had the nerve to bring another woman into our condo while I was away.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the girl in your band. A friend of mine saw you walking around hand in hand with another woman and sent me a picture. I remembered that it was the girl from your band, and I hired a private investigator to look into what was going on, and they gave me all the evidence I need to prove you're cheating.
But then, you're really just going to leave me like this? I don't even have a job, and now I'm going to lose my home. What am I supposed to do?
I don't know why you're crying to me, but you aren't my problem anymore. Don't worry, though. I'm sure that your sister is in a similar boat now. Maybe the two of you could figure something out. Just leave me out of it. After that, I ended up needing to hire a lawyer because Nathan was dragging his feet through the divorce process. In the end, all the necessary paperwork was finally signed and filed. I made sure to sue Nathan and his band member for their affair as well. Afterwards, both Nathan and Lisa had no choice but to beg their parents to let them live at their house again. They convinced their parents that I had arranged for their downfall, and so they blamed me for everything. Their parents agreed to let their kids move back in, but quickly learned that neither of them had any plans of getting a real job and moving out anytime soon. I can only wonder how long that setup is going to last. I heard from a friend that they saw Nathan playing inside of a subway station one evening. He looked quite dirty and was asking for money with a cardboard sign. I can only wonder at how things fell apart between Nathan and his parents after they moved in. Either way, it does not sound like Nathan is having a very successful music career. As for me, I took the money that I got from the lawsuit and used it to move into a new condo where I knew I would be the only one living there. It is going to take some time to adjust to the single life, but controlling the environment around me is a good first step.